Went to NID for my interview, fell in love with the place.
UTC, and what was the idea behind UTC?
We work in millimeters, right down to the last detail of dyeing the leather to the color that they want.
Wow.
And asked us to give them exclusivity for 5 years.
How do you put human at the center of all that you're designing?
Time they land at the airport is where the experience starts. What we did was build the back of house, which is the most important thing that runs your camp. The time they carry the food, it shouldn't go cold.
Yeah. So what are the challenges that you run into when you're designing for such different locations?
And Nagaland was an experience.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fantastic. When I came back and I discussed it with Shanu, and she said, "Why don't you do it? You're the best person to do it."
Okay. Hi, Gary.
Right.
Hi. Okay, so we were having an amazing conversation about your career and all the adventures that you've had in the past. So what we'll do, we'll just get an understanding of you, right? So for our viewers, we should like to tell us where you're from and how your career in the design industry started. We'll take it off from there and then we'll move forward.
I'm from a rural background, basically. My ancestral village is in Ludhiana. Was born and brought up at a farm in UP, which is in the Terai region of the UP. My parents basically lived there. That's where all three of us grew up, my older siblings and me. And by virtue of being at a farm, education was something that had to be considered, where one was sent to boarding school. So I was sent to a boarding school, followed my brother to a boarding school in Nainital called Sherwood College. And I was there right from first in the girls' school for class 1 and 2, because the boys' school only started from class 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then from 3 to 12, I was in Sherwood. And while in school, you don't have any idea as to, well, at least we didn't.
Yeah.
What design was. We used to have something called an art block where we used to draw and do batik and oil painting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was pretty good at that. Yeah, fortunately was talented enough to be one of the better guys at it. And I had a great teacher in my last 2 years in school. And he kind of, introduced you to new, basically all related towards art and different materials and things like clay and stuff like that. And then it was interesting. And you could only do that in your free time. You had a block where you had to do it. Otherwise, games always took precedence over anything else.
Yeah.
And the peers and everybody said, you're not going to do regular graduation.
Okay.
At that time, you didn't do a lot of thinking for yourself. People thought for you. So they said, you're not going to do regular graduation. You have to do something which is profession-based. So I went and applied to, they said, do something related to this gift that you've got. And I went and applied to the Chandigarh Art College. While I was there, my brother told me that to give the NID exam. Went to NID for my interview, fell in love with the place.
Yeah.
It was just the most amazing campus. So I spent 5 years in NID and then started working straight after that. Yeah.
Wow. So what were your initial career projects like? What were you working in? What were you tackling?
We did initially when you went, there were very small furniture projects, do desks for people and things like that.
Yeah.
But whatever we did, we tried to design and build it. It wasn't like today where you go and you pick up a desk and people show you pictures from Pinterest and all that. It wasn't like that. We had to literally build everything ourselves.
Yeah.
And design and build everything ourselves. Then obviously as you worked, we did showrooms, we did offices. We did homes, some very high-end big homes in Lucknow, Delhi.
So how did that pivot happen from furniture to showrooms and homes?
See, the thing is, furniture is highly specialized. It's very detail-oriented. Okay, and it has to be structurally sound. And so you take the same learnings. And if you have a little bit of spatial knowledge, it's very easy to transition into something where you take that knowledge and you transfer it into space.
Yeah.
And obviously, when you work in furniture, you have a very good knowledge of materials. And with that base, doing things like this is a lot easier. Interiors and homes and all that.
Yeah.
And besides, when you are doing a lot of hands-on projects, you learn a lot while things are being built. You see the possibilities, you see the limitations. So when you're exposed to whatever was available in the market, and you kind of did your applications accordingly.
Yeah.
Cool. So if you can start by talking about TUTC and what was the idea behind TUTC?
See, the idea behind TUTC was conceived by the client, where the client themselves had decided that we want to do an extremely high-end luxury camp that is going to be a truly traveling camp, where they will break camp at one location. See, probably like first location was Ladakh. In Ladakh, you can only be there, especially in tents in the season.
Yeah.
Otherwise, get extremely cold. It's inhuman. And during the winter months, they would bring the entire logistics, the camp, through a whole kind of staged logistical kind of exercise, and bring the whole camp to another location in the plains and set up there.
Wow.
So that's how it started. And they did it. I mean, they did it cross country, where from Ladakh, they shifted the inventory all the way to Nagaland.
Wow.
And they set up camp in Nagaland only for 10 days. And they're still doing it. So it was a huge success as far as that concept goes. So where we got involved in TUTCs, they came to us because I think they'd gone to various manufacturers and all that, and who had earlier supplied some stuff to them. And they asked us to make a bed and the wardrobe. It was a fairly large wardrobe because the design of the wardrobe was the backdrop, and it also served as the wall between the bedroom and the bathroom side. Okay. So, but the thing was to make it completely flat pack and knock down.
Okay.
So I've been that's what we do, and that's what we guys were experts at. So I told them, I said, okay, we'll do it. So we made the whole bed. We designed the entire knockdown system. We fabricated certain hardware. Not all of it, some of it is obviously available. But we fabricated certain hardware to help us achieve that entire process. And when we did it, we showed it to them raw, and they just kind of absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
So while we were manufacturing the quantity that they wanted, they were setting up camp in Leh, and they were all there staying in the tents with temporary kind of arrangements. It poured, it rained. There was a cloudburst. It was a major cloudburst. And the tents got flooded. The guy who had recommended the flooring and the decking to them, basically, it was the wrong material. It wasn't really a decking, it was a flat flooring which is supposed to be used in interior spaces. So that warped and it started bending and popping. And so they tried to make holes. They'd already spent the money, they didn't know what to do with it. So they came back, and we knew people in TUTC at that point in time, and they came back with this problem, and they said, can you help us solve this problem? So we said, yeah, okay, we'll research it, we'll help you solve it out. So I recommended a certain material to them, and which was giving them a 25-year guarantee, because they wanted, even the flooring and everything was supposed to be knocked down. So we said, okay, we'll make it knocked down for you. We'll do all that. And from that process, when we started that, then they came and told us, see, it's not working with anybody else. Can you recommend somebody to design our camps for us?
Okay.
And when I came back and I discussed it with Shanu, and she said, "Why don't you do it? You're the best person to do it."
Uh-huh.
So I told him, I said, if you think, I mean, if you like, I can do it for you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the client, I don't know, somehow I had absolute trust in our ability, and they said, yeah, go ahead and do it.
Okay.
So that's how we started TUTC. And Leh was the first camp.
Yeah.
The second one was while this Leh was happening, they wanted to do another one in Nagaland, but a completely different inventory.
Okay.
And that inventory was actually, while we were talking, there were 3-4 other locations that they were actually talking about. We did one in Diskit in the Nubra Valley.
Okay.
Then we were going to do one in Srinagar. But Srinagar ran into some issues with the second part of the inventory we actually made it for Srinagar. And that ran into some technical issues where it comes to permissions from the local authority.
I see.
For whatever reason, that didn't happen. And they used that inventory in Nagaland. And Nagaland was an experience. It was absolutely fantastic. 10 days setting up camp with that whole team, and it was really lovely.
That's great.
Yeah. And then we moved forward. We've done so many more. We did one in Hampi, we did one in Dudhwa, we did the one in Ranthambore, we did one in Bandhavgarh. So there are quite a few projects that we've done for them.
So what are the challenges that you run into when you're designing for such different locations?
You see, the thing is that you have to understand, first of all, the concept of this traveling camp.
Okay.
It is the fact that you have very minimal intervention when it comes to the infrastructure fixed infrastructure on the property itself. Okay. Because you're doing tents, your platforms are all removable. Your structure is removable. Your tent obviously is collapsible. All your furniture is folding, can be stored. And the only fixed infrastructure that you do are the footings for the platform to sit on. And secondly is your waste management and all that. Put in the STPs and your electrical cabling. That's about it. And some of these guys have, because of the need of the Indian tourist as such, is that you want a swimming pool. And in the winter, they want a swimming pool, so it has to be heated. So that becomes a fixed infrastructure. But as far as the guest areas go, apart from the swimming pool and probably the spa at a couple of places, it is all removable and collapsible.
So when you have to design for different weathers, is there certain considerations that you have to take?
No, not really. See, the thing is, for example, I'll give you an example of Leh. Where when you go, the temperatures are pretty low when they start the camp, especially, and also towards the fag end in September, temperatures go pretty low. It's cold. So we have the air conditioner. Where surprisingly, Leh gets pretty hot, and you have to use an air conditioner in the tent. Okay. In peak summer. And the same air conditioner, they have a heating coil. So it heats the tent also. So there was a lot of customization that we did for TUTC in terms of their furniture. We designed all the furniture. We designed all the hardware because there was a particular look that they wanted. Right down to the last detail of dyeing the leather to the color that they want.
Wow, that's a good detail.
There's a friend of ours who had a leather factory there where they manufacture and export. And they have a tannery in Chennai. We got the leather dyed, a large batch of it, brought it, and we gave them all the templates as to we want the leather to be stitched in this size, this kind of double stitch and all that. And they did a fantastic job for us.
That's lovely.
They did it. We sent all of that to the factory where it was fitted onto the furniture and checked. Then one piece each was sent to the client for approval.
Wow.
The client said, okay, this is fine. Perfect. What they also did was they'd hired a space in Delhi, a large farmhouse, where they set up the entire tent. One tent was set up on the decking. So we even got the framing redone. Because you see, we work in millimeters. in the metric scale.
Yeah.
Okay. So everything had to be designed. They'd gotten one platform already from the tent manufacturer. And that guy, I mean, that didn't fit what we wanted because you're never going to get a level surface no matter what you do.
Yeah.
So we basically had the guy who engineered it for us work another system where he gave us a full 100 millimeter tolerance in terms of working the entire level of the platform.
Wow.
Right down to that detail. So all the furniture was designed and the client asked us to give them exclusivity for 5 years. They said, for 5 years, please don't make this furniture for anybody else.
Oh.
So they said, yeah, fine, sure. We still haven't made it for anybody else. It's been 13 years. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's quite an experience to be living in a camp and visiting. What kind of guest do they normally get and like how do you design for that?
We don't really design for the guest experience as such. I mean, we do in terms of their touch points. We do, yeah. In terms of their touch points, we do where they interact with the layout, with how they navigate through the camp and the furniture, all that.
Yeah.
But the guest experience as such is designed by the people who are running it.
Yeah.
Okay, because how they are greeted right from the time they land at the airport is where the experience starts. And it's a fantastically done program.
Yeah.
It's really, really nice.
So how would you, let me ask this question in a different manner. How do you put human at the center of all that you're designing, specifically for a project like UTC?
See, anything that you design where a human interacts with the product or a space, you have to see how a human is going to interact with that space, right?
Yeah.
So in terms of every piece of furniture, right down to the kind of, even how he's using the bathroom, he's going to wash his face, what is the size of the basin and everything is somebody's thought about it, right?
Yeah.
So that is all a part of bringing it all cohesively into one experience.
Yeah.
So that's how, space planning is very important.
Yeah.
Also the distance that the common facilities are from each one of those places. You don't want to make it so laborious that by the time the guy has had dinner and he comes back and he feels like going back for another 4 seconds. So all that has to be thought of.
Nice.
So how do you centralize? How do you do the master planning of the entire space? The locations of each one of the facilities.
Yeah.
So the accessibility to all of those has to be convenient to the user.
So did we do the layouting for TUTC?
Everything.
Yeah.
We did everything for TUTC.
Yeah. So can you give me an example as to how TUTC was designed? And that's exactly we're talking.
Like, say for example, if we talk about the camp in Ranthambore. If we talk about the camp in Ranthambore, we had a piece of land. The guy built some initial structures because those were some like storerooms and things like that. So what we did was build the back of house, which is the most important thing that runs your camp.
What is back of house?
Back of house means where your staff stays, where your stores are. You have a staff kitchen, you have a staff dining, you have your offices, you have your residences for the camp manager, and the other guest-facing staff. So all that is back of house. It is normally screened from the entire guest area. So then the thing is, on that piece of land, you have to start. Then the client tells you, okay, we want to deploy 10 tents, 12 tents, 16 tents, 20 tents, depending upon what their entire marketability of that space is going to be, of that particular project is going to be.
You got it. Yeah.
Then they have some, obviously, them having been in the industry for a while, they know exactly what they need. And so do we now.
Yeah.
There's a certain privacy that you have to give when you design for a tent. I've seen a lot of these tented properties, they call themselves really high-end, but their tents are like campaign tents where you've hardly got 3-4 meters between each tent, and they're lined up together, and they're not we do a minimum of 15 meters between each tent. So you need that minimum distance. Then you have visual screens that you have to plan. And so a certain area, a minimal area is needed.
Yes.
We went about planning it in such a way that every guest has their own privacy and they all have accessibility to common areas, which they're easily accessible. A spa was designed, but that had to be designed as a permanent structure because they decided that, okay, I mean, this is one permanent building that we require. So
This is Ranthambore. Wow.
the Ranthambore.
Huh.
We did a permanent spa in Leh also, which is really